He's telling Gerard that he's just a squire, but even if he were a knight of the realm, even if he was sworn into the loyalty of the king himself, he would never welcome him marrying Christina. Hi, this is Cass from Aussie Cass Plays, and welcome to part 3 of the night generation of my Medieval Legacy challenge. You'll notice that I did end up building just a quick wall around this little room. I got a bit tired of people just walking up to my fridge and grabbing a glass of water and walking off, so I figured I'd wall that in. You'll notice it is Winterfest. He's currently cooking a grand meal for dinner. If you were paying a huge amount of attention to the previous part, you'll know his birthday was scheduled for a Monday. Winterfest is on a Wednesday, but because I recorded Martha's wedding, that threw us out by a couple of days. So it is now his birthday today. I was thinking about having him go visit Rose, but then I thought what I'm going to do, he's just cooking his grand meal, and then I'm going to start a club gathering so Dawson and Christina can come over. He's feeling bored and wants to have a club gathering anyway, so I feel like that works. He needs to be festive, he needs to play with fire, and he needs to make resolutions. He does not need a grand meal because he's a teen, but neither do his guests. I'm making one anyway. So we're going to start a gathering, and then as soon as they're on the lot, I'm actually going to call to a meal so they can sit down and eat. So this is his little bestie friends group. The plan is for this part, we're going to age him up and then get him into the knight career. So let's have him catch up with his friends. I feel like it's been forever for these guys. I should have him make a resolution as well. Can you guys just sit down again? This game, I swear. So he needs to make a resolution. I assume I click on him for that, don't I? You would think I would know this after this long, right? Make a resolution. Oh, this is interesting. I hadn't thought about this. Become a better student. He can't. He's about to age up. Complete an aspiration milestone. What did I put him on? Friend of the world? I mean, that's entirely feasible. I feel like his secret resolution would be get a significant other. I'm going to do it. Get a significant other. So he's going to tell them, you know, they're talking about their dreams for the new year. And he's like, he wants to become a knight and find love. Yeah, you can like dancing. And these guys are like, oh, that's great. And Dawson's maybe talking about how he wants to become a powerful spellcaster like his mum and his aunt Desiree. And Christina's talking about how she'd like to not be with her, living in her father's house anymore, which of course means getting married. Let's clean that up if you're not going to eat. What's this little sad moodlet? He's sad about evilness. Oh, that's probably from talking to Christina's dad. That'll be a holdover from that. I love Dawson's just like, yeah, Clay. I hate neighborhood action plans. Hate them so much. Tell a dramatic story. You can also like dancing, that's fine. I guess I'll tell him to cook a cake then. If we can, we may not be able to. We can do a white cake. That is the only kind of cake we can cook. He's making a cake. He's making some dessert. These guys are having a nice old chat. Dawson's rocking out to the sounds of the music box. It's a pretty rockin' music box, you guys. Christina's actually telling them she can't stay super late, although it's almost 10 p.m. Her father thinks that she's actually at another relative's house. He does not know that she's here. She's a bit worried, you know, if she stays up too late that he might send someone to fetch her from the relative's house that she's not at. So she can't stay too late. I just kind of wanted to stick around for long enough for me to age Gerard up. I will obviously age up both of these guys as well. Quick, put candles on. Is that animating differently? They used to put a line through it and tick it off, but it's got little sparkles now that it's complete. I feel like that's probably a mod conflict. All right, well, come over here and blow out your candles, buddy. Now, I do have, through MC Command Center, because of Not So Berry, I actually have teen pregnancy, which also means teen romance and teen engagement and marriage and everything all enabled. I believe, in theory, he would be able to flirt with Christina as a teen, but I'm going to age her and Dawson up straight away. I did have a trait I wanted to give him. I'm just trying to remember what it was. We had proper and good. There was another one that I remember thinking was a great idea. I mean, active would be a great idea. Self-assured would also really fit. I'm going to go with active because being a knight is quite physical. Also quite socially charged, like you have to be chivalrous and be able to mingle with nobility and all that kind of stuff. But I figure that's covered by proper, and good is his noble intentions. So I think that works. That's a nice balance. So we'll go with that. Oh, we've got some people sending us gifts. I've started my element collection. That's so cute. I'm actually really quickly just going to age both of these guys up.
A few moments later.
Oh, buddy, show me that beautiful face. I really love how Dawson looks. He and Desiree, his sister, they both just got such an interesting combination of features from their parents. Like, really interesting. It's always fascinating to me, and she is looking great as well. Yes, she's beautiful. I think what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to end this gathering, but then I'm going to ask her to hang out because I think he wants to maybe have a little bit of a talk to her. So she's saying that she has to go, and he's like, could you stay just a little longer? Because the thing is that he's realized that he's getting feelings for her. Like, you know, they've been friends for so long, and actually, he really needs to be. Why does that always happen to me? He's coming in, she's coming to get some more cake, and he's telling her that he would like her permission to court her, and I'm going to have him confess attraction. She responded really positively. She's like, Gerard, look, I have feelings for you, but you have to understand that my father will not approve of this match. And he's like, well, I can persuade him. He's a little bit self-confident. He's like, I can persuade him. I can convince him. And she's like, I don't think you can, Gerard. Oh, cool. They actually have it. I didn't know this. I've never played a proper sim in this like romantic context before. Attempt to swoon. There's actually court as an interaction. Oh, now he's hoeing. Excuse me. So basically she's saying if you can convince him, then yes. I think she's quite wary of having happened to her what happened to her mother. She doesn't want to, engage in romantic behaviors with him that would get her thrown, in a nunnery or whatever. Propose scandalous question. What does that mean? I'm finding this so intriguing. He's not going to push it. None of this is going to happen now. I'm just looking. I just want to know what that's a substitute for. This is clearly a substitute for flirt. So what's that? So intriguing, but I am actually going to send her home. So she's going to head home because it is really late. I'll have him enroll in the career in the morning. We'll have a look at what that involves. All right, let's see. The knight is not only an experienced warrior, but also a member of the kingdom's army, a vassal to the current monarch. Having first served as a noble page, now you must prove yourself worthy of battle with strength, strategy, and skill in order to take down your monarch's enemies and keep the citizens safe. Once you are knighted in an official accolade ceremony and swear your oaths, you'll be dubbed into the royal guard. Now it's actually saying he's hiring as a squire, so I assume he's not a knight yet. I mean, that's fine, because squires usually would serve until like 21, age of majority kind of thing. And if you think about it, he's just become a young adult, which from my point of view makes him 18. So he's still got 3 years. It says, as a squire, you work under the knights in the order by performing any number of tasks they ask of you. You might take care of the soldiers' horses, clean armor and weapons, and accompany knights to the battlefield. You must be ready to fight and are thus trained with weapons and fighting. A squire must master the 7 points of agilities: riding, swimming, and diving, shooting different types of weapons, climbing, participation in tournaments, wrestling, fencing, long jumping, and dancing. The prerequisite skills for knighthood. All of these points are performed while wearing armor. His actual promotion requirement is to be friendly to 5 sims, because he needs to help the world and appease the sprites by performing friendly interactions with other sims. Wonder if that's been lifted from Discover University. That reference to the sprites is quite out of the blue. Like I said, this has been adapted from Sims 3. I think I mentioned that in the past. Same as the blacksmith career that Thomas was on. The details of this, I believe, from Sims 3 Medieval, I think it's a direct lift. I've never actually played Sims 3 Medieval. I did try and find it. Like, I thought it might be on Steam or something, because I was like, I'm dead keen to play that. But alas, it was not to be. So he still needs to, look after the horse, which has no name and is also not a horse. So let's come over here and we're going to feed it and clean it. I can't shear it because I've made a rule that we're not allowed to make money from the llama, because he is not a llama, he is a horse. So we cannot shear him and sell his wool because he does not have any. So yeah, we're a knight. Oh my goodness. So he has to be friendly to 5 sims. I feel like he would want to go and visit Christina's father. I think we know how this is going to go, you guys. I feel like we can all tell. He's going to look after the llama. He's, giving it some attention. Let's imagine it's much taller. It's up here somewhere, really tall. Let's get the mail actually real quick. If we get any presents that we can't use. Oh, there's bills. When did they arrive? Did they just arrive then? Okay, let's have a look. Is there anything here that isn't medieval? I mean, the element is a bit weird, but I do have those. already kicking around. I'm going to sell the trilobite. I guess I'll keep the crystal and we'll open that seed packet because maybe it'll be something we can plant. Actually, I'm going to send this to be refined. He's been given a crystal, send it to be refined. He could have it set into a ring. That's it. That's the story I'm telling. I don't know who sent that gift. Maybe Desiree sent it because she saw into the future and saw that, you know, he had his eyes fixed on a certain star. He's going to do his washing real quick. Where are you, Sir Stuart? If he's around, I should be like nice to him. He's the one that we're actually serving. Like when Gerard goes off to work, that's the person he's working to. Oh my gosh, he's in a terrible mood. What's going on, Stuart? He's not normally that angry. Let's try to calm him down. Just gotta finish our washing first. I didn't check the water. Hopefully it wasn't gross, so this is a complete waste of time. Let's be friendly to him. He is our lord, and we actually do need to be friendly to 5 Sims. So let's share people person tips. He also needs to have 12 friends. I don't know if we're actually friends with Stuart. Yes, we are. So this is not helping us with that. It's like, is there anything I can do to help you, Lord? You know, do you need me to saddle your steed? No, thank you, Gerard. You know, I have to report back to the castle. You know, the queens had twins. I actually can't remember their names or I'd tell you, but the queen has had twins. That was not my idea. She had a boy and a girl. I discovered when you type princess in the name field, the first name field, you don't get many letters left over to actually name them. It's little Nanette! She's obviously in Windenburg to, you know, fetch bread or cheese for her family. That's great. Let's ask about her hobbies. I'd love for him to be like a little mentor to her. Now, what relationship are they? They'll be cousins of some kind. I just can't remember what kind of cousin. She's David's granddaughter and he is Rose's grandson, and David and Rose were siblings. So that makes them, I believe, second cousins. Let's talk about the weather. Okay, so that's counted for 2 of them. Ask if mermaid, no wait, she actually is. Take that off. I didn't mean to click on that. I'm sorry. Oh, she's mad now. She's like, who told you? Nobody. Let's give her the Wolfium. And then I am actually going to have him head over to see Christina and her father. Give your cousin a gift. She's like, woo, Wolfium, that's hilarious. Thank you. And the knight has toddled off. In order to spare him the humiliation of peeing himself before he gets to his destination, we're going to hit teleport. I know from a social standing point of view, the reason in the past, like Morty couldn't marry Isabella because of the social standing difference, and also the awkwardness of, you know, getting the help pregnant out of wedlock. Or at all, to then marry said help. Not done. But from a social standing point of view, he is actually high up enough now. The issue is that her father does not like him. Anyway, it's fine. Let's see if I can get these guys to go inside, because they should all be inside, especially because she was out really late last night. There is no way her father would let her be out on the street. So I'm going to get them to do that real quick. He's gone to order food from, I think the lady working the food stall is the one that beat up on Genevieve. It is. Remember when Genevieve as a child came home and she was like, she had that beaten up moodlet that she'd gotten in a fight? This is the lady who did it. She's a bit older now, but this is the lady who beat on Genevieve. He has no way to know that. That's funny. So, oh, what are you ordering, boy? Desiree, stop. I mean, it's great that you're here. Discuss interests with her. So I'm just going to have him be friendly to her. You know, she's like, how are you? How's it going as a squire? And he's telling her it's going really well. And that he's actually here because he's going to look for permission to court Christina Honeycutt. And she's like wishing him well, but also giving him a very sternly worded warning because she's heard that Lord Jackson has been in a tirade recently. Lord Jackson has a reputation for having a powerful temper, which obviously he knows. So let's jog here. Rhiannon Smalley. Oh, this is a third generation Smalley child now. I can't remember what relationship she is. I think she's like a niece of Jared, if you remember Jared Smalley from back in the day. I don't age up every family in the save file just because there's so many makeovers and stuff I would have to do. But the ones that my Sims are close to, or like the royal family, obviously I do because we need to have sort of progression there. But the ones that my Sims families have been close to, I have progressed those families and given them like next generations and stuff. So, you know, just so you know, some Sims like Maria Stone, who just walked past, I think has been around since Olivia's day. So I'm going to have him come here, and Charity, Was it Charity? No, Cherish. I always want to call her Charity. She's in here like to intercept him, and he's like gonna show appreciation to her and say, you know, excuse me, Madam Card, Mademoiselle Card, you know, I would like to see the master of the house. And she's gonna tell him, presumably he's upstairs. I actually don't know where he is. Let's say he's upstairs. And he's going to, can he maybe kiss her hand? Let's have him hold her hand really quick. Here he is. Lord Jackson, he does not like us. Gross. Matthias. Oh, that hand holding was super awkward. So he's come in and like they've brushed fingers, but Lord Jackson has seen it. So yes, Lord Jackson has seen these two brush fingers, and he's come in and he's like, you know, how dare you touch my daughter, you know, like without my permission. How dare you come into my home at all, young man? You know, you are not welcome in this house. Now, Gerard, because he wishes to court her, is going to apologize. I'm really sorry for any offense that I've caused your household. We'll see how this goes. It does not look like that apology was accepted. He totally dismissed him. Fight. Gerard is too proper to start a fight. Of course he is. That's going to be a bit inconvenient with him being a knight, though. There are going to be times I'm going to want him to fight. Let's try to calm him down. So he's disliked, but he's not hated. I mean, this is going very badly. So I'm going to give it one more try to find common ground. And if this doesn't work, I'm going to take it as a sign that there is no reconciling these Sims. So he's like, you know, talking about how he's sworn into the service of Sir Stuart. Basically, he's talking himself up to make himself look better in his eyes. That also went badly. I've just queued some negative interactions from Lord Jackson's end because I think he'd be the aggressor in this situation. So he's telling Gerard that he could be, you know, he's just a squire, but even if he were a knight of the realm, even if he was sworn into the loyalty of the king himself, he would never welcome him marrying Christina. How dare he? And he's attacking Gerard. Now, there'll be swords involved here. Gerard has won, which is great. They now despise each other. Don't suppose there's any chance you could rid us all of you and die of a heart attack, is there? This is not interactions I've queued now. This is just happening on its own. Gerard's just trying to chat with him. He's such a sweetheart. He's trying to talk him down. He's kicked his butt and he's like, no. Now they're having a casual conversation. Is that because Matthias is just like, Dad, like, it's fine, calm down, you know. Gerard is like a noble dude. Like, I'm imagining he's like the surfer boy of nobility. It's like a noble dude, and you know, he would have the best interests of Christina at heart. Jackson is like, never. I will never agree to him marrying Christina. I'm going to organise for Christina to marry the younger goth boy, and there's nothing either of you can do about it. Now, the younger goth boy is Magnus, who is actually the same age as Martha. If you've watched my short video, you'll have seen him, you know, shirt unbuttoned, bit slovenly, likes a party, hangs out and plays cards with his friends. He's that kind of lord. Basically, Lord Jackson is like, no, I'm going to speak to Lord Victor, and we're going to unite the houses of Honeycutt and Goth, and you, boy, are just a weaver's son. You know, you're not welcome here. Christina's gone into the bathroom. We're going to say she's gone in there to cry. I was kind of hoping he'd just save us all and die of a heart attack, but he's only very angry. He's not enraged. If I declare us enemies, that might tip him over. Should I do it? Let's dismiss his evil ways. Your daughter has said that she would like for me to court her, and you should respect. He's trying to calm himself down. He knows I'm trying to murder him. And Christina's there like making stop talking gestures because she would know how her dad would react to that news. If you're going to go against her wishes, you know, what kind of a man does that make you? We will declare him our enemy. I actually think it would be Lord Jackson declaring Gerard his enemy, but I'm going to just cue it from Gerard's end just because it gets a bit tedious going through that MC Command Center menu all the time. So Lord Jackson is like, you know, never in a million years will I allow you to marry my daughter. You are the enemy of the House of Honeycutt. Now, Matthias does not agree with that. He's only angry now. Oh no, I was trying to get him to enraged. I forgot he's evil. He's gotten a happy moodlet and it's modified his mood because he's happy that he has an enemy and he's like angry, aggravating conversation and has a new enemy. Christina's over here like, can we please just stop fighting? What I would want him to do would be like kiss her hand and then say farewell and leave. However, he cannot. So let's have him become best friends with her, actually. She's trying to get her dad to calm down. Her dad is clearly not calming down. He's just going to say, you know, all right, well, I guess that is how it is then. And then he whispers in her ear, this isn't over. I am not giving up. And then he's going to leave. Did they get it? They got his sentiment. He feels deeply connected to her despite everything. That's the situation. That kind of went how I thought that it would. Like, I thought I'd have Gerard try to butter up Jackson, but I also know what kind of sim Jackson is. And the fact one of them is good and one of them is evil, I genuinely think means it's never going to happen. All right, well, he's home. He actually has work in the morning. So I'm actually going to wrap this part up here, you guys. Let me know what you think. I do have some ideas for how this hurdle might be overcome. It's going to basically involve Gerard trying to leverage the more powerful people he knows to put pressure. Because the thing is, there are two alternatives. Either Jackson dies, in which case Christina will become the ward of her uncle, who actually really likes Gerard, or alternatively, Gerard manages to leverage his noble connections to put pressure on Jackson. Gerard would not orchestrate a death. He's not that kind of guy. He's not an assassin. So that means, given Jackson would not conveniently die of a heart attack and become enraged and stuff like I was kind of hoping, we're going to have to go with option B. So that's where that's at. So he's going to have to try and maybe reach out to Martha or Sir Stuart. They're his two connections I think he could try and leverage, because he's not actually sworn into the service of the king yet. So he can't reach out to the king himself. That would be the best leverage, but there's no option for that yet. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please like and subscribe. You know the drill. Don't forget to wash your hands. I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.